In this video, I'm going to recreate the Duolingo iOS application. Yes, Duolingo, you know, that multi-billion-dollar application. We're going to be using Rork, writing in React Native, and Expo from start to finish. We're inspired by Duolingo. It's massive right now. Language apps are blowing up, so I decided to actually go through the whole process and show you step by step how you can actually do this with one simple tool without writing one single line of code. And we're not just going to build some basic MVP. I'm going to show you API integrations. We're going to have a chatbot that's going to help you with language. It's going to have audio integration, text to speech, everything that you would want in a real full production application. And lastly, how to actually apply this and submit this for deployment on iOS App Store, on the Google App Store, and also on the web. This is a full-blown tutorial from start to finish. So if you want to learn how to write and code iOS applications and not just little glorified demos, this is the video for you. Let's jump right into it. We're going to go Rork, Duolingo, Expo, iOS. Let's do it. So a lot of people say this is impossible, but I've been playing with Rork, and I'm going to show you today why this is the tool I chose and what we're going to be actually able to do. So first things first is we need a really good prompt. So first, let's go into Abacus Chat LLM. This is my favorite tool. I've stopped using ChatGPT a lot because this thing gives you access to every single LLM. So if I want to talk to GPT-4, I come in here. I want to talk to Claude Sonnet regarding code, the new Quen that just got launched, K2. I mean, the sky's the limit. You get up to 25 large language models. So this is the beauty of it. I want to recreate a React Native application using Rork.com, and we're going to be recreating Duolingo application for iOS. All right, so first thing is set up a React Native project using Rork, targeting iOS. Scaffold the basic structure for a language learning app, a splash welcome screen with the app branding, get started button, navigation flow. So we got our welcome sign up screen into our course lesson selection. Placeholder screen for lessons and user profile, that's fine. Use Rork's AI for a clean, modern look. And then we're going to fire this up right here. So we're going to paste that. And then we need a name. Give me 10 fun name ideas for a new, unique, gamified language learning application. Babel Bloom. Let's just run with it. The name of the application is Babel Bloom. I want you to build everything out, and then we're going to get into the actual lessons. And we're going to hit send. And now Rork is going to start coding everything. It understands what we want, how we're going to actually build this. It's going to first build out the structure for you. And what's great with Rork is it uses Expo. So we're going to be using Expo for all of our testing, where you're going to get a QR code on the screen. You'll see in a second here. And then it's going to actually allow us to test it on our phone natively. Additional to this simulator right here, which you're going to start seeing very, very quickly. So a couple things we're going to take care of right on the beginning is we're going to set up Git. So here's our GitHub. So we're going to create a repository. We're going to call this Rork Babel Bloom, create repository. So we can start versioning right from the beginning. You guys have to start doing this. If you're familiar with this, it's obvious, but for a lot of people, they don't actually do this, and then they run into problems down the line. So I'm going to be showing you how to actually do this properly so you could build stuff for production. If you saw my other videos, I think it's here or here, I actually built a Zen timer using React Native and Rork, and I actually pushed it to the App Store. So what Rork does, which is amazing, is right here, it actually allows you to push your product to the App Store, whether it's Google Play Store or the iOS App Store. So we're going to be doing that in this video. I'm going to show you every single step of this. All right, version 1 is already done. I mean, it literally took 3 minutes. It has all the pages. So let's take a look what it actually created. So we got Babel Bloom, learn language the fun way. Don't worry about the UI right now. We're going to definitely do an overhaul. I want to get the function working. I want to get all the screens connected, and then we'll worry about the design. So we got Babel Bloom, interactive lessons. So let's get started. Boom, right to sign up page. So we got our email. We don't have an account, so let's go sign up. Let's go Marcin. Let's do a test email, password, and sign up. Okay, hit never, and look at that. I mean, this is crazy. This is one shot. I haven't done anything. So we have our daily goals. We have our greetings and basics. We got Spanish, French, Japanese, German. View all the languages. Then down here, we got quick tips. We also have our lessons, which actually is already broken down into the different section. And again, this is all placeholders. We're going to fill this up with real data. But for now, again, we want to do all the screens. And then you have achievements already set up. I haven't done anything. All I did was that first prompt. You guys can see it's right here. I haven't done anything else. So this is pretty incredible. And of course, we have our profile. It even added a profile image. We got our streaks. settings, notification, help and support. Damn, this actually worked this much. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so let's go back home. So now it finished. So I think this is a really, really good start. So now what I want to do is I want to actually get a look and feel for it since we just have the basic screen set up. So we didn't get too far into the build and then have to go back and be like, oh man, now we have to fix a million different screens. If you guys aren't familiar, go to Dribbble. So it's Dribbble with 3 Bs. It's a platform that is for designers. So designers come in here, they create different pages. I'm just going to show you really quick. So we're going to search for language app. Search for that. And again, we're going to do inspiration. So I want to just find something that looks really nice. I definitely want it to have some personality. I don't want it to just be some basic looking application. I want to definitely go with like this kind of theme actually. Yeah, this is really nice right here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this screenshot. Okay. And then I'm going to go back into Rork and then I'm going to say this. I want you now to redesign the whole website using this reference. The colors, the fonts, the sizing, all of the forms, the sizes, rounded buttons, any kind of animations you can add based on this image, use it for our application. Make sure you do all of the different screens using this exact look. So we're going to now add that image, which is here. Also, we're going to be using Expo, so make sure all of the Expo libraries and dependencies are added. Also, I want you to add any rollovers, swipes, animations, things like that to make it feel like a native iOS application. So now, second prompt. So now we're going to go for the look. Get the look and feel, colors. And again, if you don't mention the swipes, the animations, the rounded buttons, it's just going to do the generic application for you. We don't want that, right? We want it to be personalized. Aren't you like, I'm sick of looking at all these projects that look exactly the same. And all you have to do is just add a few more natural language words and it's going to give you a completely different result. Because we've all seen these apps right here, the basic ones with everything being squared with the big bold text, boring. We want some dope look and design. For example, if you actually have designs, which I recommend, this is definitely next level, is go in and create your designs, import your designs right into Rork screen by screen if you have them. Straight from Figma, you can go in and actually make them pixel perfect once you have the design. For a lot of people, they're just vibe coding, so they're just throwing stuff out there. So do it the way I just did it, which is give it a reference and just say, make it look nice. But if you have your designs, I highly recommend it, taking a little more time than just the one shot that I'm doing right now. But I just want to show you the power of Rork, what it can do using Expo, using some references and just a simple prompt. So just imagine what it could do if you actually sat there and said, okay, I want to create a PRD, which is a product requirement document, plan everything out, plan out every screen, do individual screens one by one to get the result that you're actually seeking. So that's what I recommend if you're building some production. But I want to show you that you could even do it this way. You don't even need to do that. But if it's something big that you want to build, I would definitely recommend it. And just a quick disclaimer, a lot of people around here claiming that they can launch stuff and do stuff, but most of them aren't doing it. So I just want to give you a heads up, like this does take work, right? To actually build these tools, especially for production with backend, with authentication. This isn't just a one-shotter and then people promising you the world. I'm actually giving you the real tactics of how to do this step by step, including how to submit it to the App Store, which I've done in the other videos. And actually doing all the legal, doing your privacy policies, terms of service. You guys have to start doing this stuff if you actually want to launch stuff for production. So while I have you here, I want to share something super exciting. This has been 7 months in the making. We are launching the 21-day AI Bootcamp where you can pick an idea, you can actually build it and launch it all in 21 days. And the waitlist is officially open. All the links are below. You guys could join and we're going to be launching August 17th. This is going to be our private community where you can come up with ideas, develop them, and actually launch them. We're going to show you the 3-step framework: ideation, no code, vibe coding, and also how to launch it and actually start making money with your products. I partnered up with Nate, a super talented marketer and also an AI expert, and we're going to be launching this. So definitely check it out below. Come join the waitlist, and I'll see you guys in there. All right, best part, coding is done. It's loading up V2. So this is our app with the redesign. So let's see how well it did the redesign. All right, let's give it a go. Ooh, did you see that nice little animation? Okay, so here's all the screens. Here's our second screen, our third screen. Let's go home. Okay, and I'm going to show you how this actually looks on the phone, because this is the most important part, is having this simulator, if you load it up, you could see right here, it's going to bring up Expo. You just need to download the Expo app. But take a look at how gorgeous this loads. Look at that. Animation. Get started. Everything is animated. Sign in. Let me put in my sign up. Put in my email. See that? This is the magic when you give it the right prompts. Not to mention the look and feel. I mean, let's look at our reference. This was off of one screenshot. We didn't get too crazy. We didn't get too fancy. We didn't have to bring in, import full designed apps. All we did was we had a reference, and now look how similar this is. This is really, really powerful stuff. I hope you're getting the gist of like what you can actually do in such a short amount of time. So now let's continue developing it. We have our menus. We have all of our pages. If I go to profile, now we have our premium member. We have our day streaks. We have our edit profile. We have this extra little menu right here. I'm not really sure what this is. So let's say that we also see, I see an extra menu on all of the different pages. There should be no extra menu. It should just be the bottom navigation. It's going to fix that. And then we're going to get cooking on the actual individual pages, adding more content. And then we're going to connect an API to do all of our actual language. And just like that, if you look, now we don't have that extra menu. I'm not sure why I created it. So the one thing that's different is inside the browser, you're not going to see the animations. That's why I always recommend take your phone to see the actual smoothness of the animations. This would take you in Swift, if you're writing this natively, a long time, if you even knew how to do it, but we don't have to do that here. All right, so next we want to actually start developing more of the feature sets. So first things first is I want to develop the courses page with all of the different course information. Next, I want to work on the courses page, period. When a user clicks into it, it should have different courses based on where they are in their language journey. This would be super basic introduction, course lesson, to medium, to intermediate, to advanced. So now I was going to do a comprehensive course for all of the different parts. And then we're going to work on the AI chat partner. Okay, great. Courses are done. So let's take a look. We're going to click into it. Let me hit refresh. Sometimes if you're not seeing it work, just hit refresh and it's going to work. Click on that. We're going to go to courses and there it is. So we got choose your level. We got beginner, elementary, intermediate. So we're going to scroll down. So we got everyday conversation. We got travel essentials. And if you could see, it's already got locked. So it's already thinking ahead of like premium, in-app purchases, things like that. So now we have our Spanish basics and we can hit continue here. So now what we want to do is this would be a good time to introduce some type of language model. So we're probably going to use OpenAI API. So then it's going to actually help us with learning Spanish, like the legit way, right? So we can actually start filling in all of the correct information now, and we're going to use OpenAI to do this. Next, I want to integrate OpenAI API so I could actually get the language translations and filling out the lessons with actual words, 2 languages, Spanish and English, for speed. I'm going to add the OpenAI API into the environments variables. Natural language, guys. This is the process, step by step. And again, we're trying to do this very quickly because we're doing a 10-minute, 15-minute YouTube video. Next, I want to integrate OpenAI API. I have the keys in order to actually start using the Spanish basics and everyday conversations so people can actually go through the process of learning language. All right, so let's see what it's going to do now. It's going to integrate the OpenAI. It's going to ask me for the keys. You guys do need a pro plan in order to do this. And here's all our API keys. So we're going to create a new key. We're going to call this RORK language. Hit create secret key. We're going to copy that. We're going to go back in. Now it's going to create all of the logic. And then we're going to actually add the API key. So we're going to go into integrations, environments variable. We're going to add a variable. And this is the OpenAI underscore API underscore key, and then we're going to paste that in there. And then we're going to hit save. So now we have that in the actual environments variable. The most important part with this is hidden, right? Because if you don't want to obviously expose your API keys, you don't want to hard code it into the application. Okay, we got a little error here. Let's see what it said. I added the OpenAI API key inside environments variable. Can you now connect it so we could actually start using it for the learning language portion. Another great thing with Rork is you can actually go into your code base. So if you actually are a developer, you could go in here and actually code. It isn't just locked in. You can actually go in and do this yourself. You don't have to just use the agent mode if you know what you're doing. So especially for easy changes to save some credits, if you just want to change some text as a beginner, or if you actually know exactly what you need to fix, you can go in here and actually go through, set this all up for yourself. All right, AI is integrated. Let's take a look. So we're going to go in to our lessons, courses. We're going to select Spanish Basics, hit continue. And now the AI is going to craft your personalized lessons. So our AI is preparing Spanish basic content for A1 level. And there it is. So 30 minutes, A1, 30 minutes. We got Spanish basics. And then if you scroll all the way down, that's the whole lesson, is now it says start practice quiz. We're going to click that. So now it's going to generate the quiz. This is all happening in real time using OpenAI API. So that didn't work. Okay, so let's go back, try again. Okay, it gave me some quiz error. Let's fix that. But you could see already the integration works. So now we're able to actually create lessons. Obviously, the text isn't really formatted nicely, but that's all easy stuff. The point is that it works. Can you clean up the lesson content? Right now, there's just a bunch of text, but I want you to make it a little more concise, organized, and just give me like the 5 things that we're going to be learning. Okay, now we are nice and organized. So we have this lesson, learn essential concepts and vocabulary. So let's do start practice. Okay, so this is in Spanish, but obviously we don't know what the heck this is. Translate to Spanish, good. So it's working. We need to definitely give it more context so it understands what the lessons are. All right, let's take a look at our lesson plan. So now it should be a little more cleaner. Oh, perfect. Look at this, Spanish basics. About this lesson. This lesson introduces essential Spanish phrases. What you'll learn, some of the basic stuff, key vocabulary, and then you got practice, and then you got practice conversation, and then you got translation practice. So let's go practice conversation. Oh, look at that. So we got hola, ¿cómo estás? Show translations. So you could turn it off and on if you want to just practice. Look at that. Hello, how are you? So hola, ¿cómo estás? We got hola, estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? This is great. Okay, now let's say we complete practice. So that doesn't work yet. Next, I want you to add all of the logic when I complete practice and then add it to all of the stats. And just like that, guys, you could see the process that we're building now. So now we actually have a quiz using OpenAI. The next thing we can do is we can add, for example, 11 labs so that you can actually have audio for this. I think actually OpenAI can do this with their built-in audio feature, and we just continue developing it. So this is the whole process. I hope this opens up your eyes to what's actually possible. And next I'm going to show you, after this finishes right here, I'm going to show you how to actually get this from Rork to actually publish it into the App Store. And like I mentioned earlier, the fact that we actually have Git set up. So if you go to integration, you could click on GitHub right here, and now it actually has our Git. And every single change that is completed, it actually shows it here. So 3 minutes ago, we got a new version of it. So this way, if something breaks, which it does happen a lot, you can actually just go back and pull the most recent build that actually was working for you. And the way you do that in Rork is you just come back up here and you click right here. I'll show you. You go right here, restore. See this restore button? So let's say this new update doesn't work and it's broken. Then you just come in here, hit restore. It'll go back to this using the Git that we've set up, and it does it for you. The great thing is you don't have to keep saying push to Git, push to Git. It just does it automatically every single change. So this was a fantastic feature that they actually added into Rork. So you can see everything it's adding. It's adding comprehensive metric tracked, all of the lessons being completed, the persistent storage of knowing exactly what was actually done. When I click complete practice, it should take me back to the lessons. So one thing is you can't actually see it on here because it's actually processing, but if I click complete, look, it says right here, 51% right there. It's hard to see, but I'll record it for you. And then you just hit continue. So we got a 51, and now it goes back to our lesson plan, and then we can take on to the next lesson and go back. Yeah, so everything is working as we hoped. So next what I want to do is, let me refresh this. I want to see if it can actually implement the OpenAI text-to-speech. Next, I want you to add the text-to-speech feature using OpenAI API. So when I click on any of the play buttons, it will actually say what the text is. All right, the API is connected, so let's give this a shot now.
Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo Juan. ¿Y tú? Me llamo Ana. Mucho gusto. El gusto es mío.
Fantastic. It works. Simple. Moving on. So next what I want to do is I'm going to go back to the home screen. So I just need to reset here. So next what I want to do is I want to kind of set up some AI teachers. So this will be fun. So for example, if I want to learn from Maria, I can actually go in and book a free class with Maria, which is going to be an AI agent, and she's going to teach me specific things. So this is my idea. Next on the home page, I want to actually set up the Maria Luisa AI agent. Period. She is going to be your teacher using the text to speech. So the idea is once you click it, you're going to be able to go into a chatbot style interface where you could start talking with Maria and she will answer all your questions using the OpenAI API and the text to speech. Every response she gives you, I want you to have an audio icon next to it so I can actually hear what it sounds like. So now we're going to actually train an AI agent bot that is going to teach you Spanish for specific questions you might have. So next thing you want to be like, oh, I want to learn how to order a coffee at a cafe. Boom, that's going to be the conversation. And then you're going to be able to actually see what she says, her recommendations, and then you're going to be able to actually hear what she says. And now you're seeing under the hood. This is the process. Start with an idea, develop it, plan it out, and then go screen by screen, add the function, make sure it all works, and then you just move on to the next one and the next one and the next one. All right, our Maria bot is finished. So we got our learning plan. So now we got our AI teacher. We're going to click into it and then check this out. I want to learn how to order a coffee. All right, let's try it out. We should be working now.
Hola, soy María Luisa, tu profesora de español.
I love it. Okay. I want to learn how to order a coffee.
Perfecto. Ordering coffee is a great way to practice Spanish.
Oh, I love the Spanish accent. That's amazing. Okay. And just like that, we now have audio inside of our AI bot. And the last thing to do is I'm going to clean up this homepage. So next, I want to clean up the homepage, period. I want you to get rid of the find the right level card, let's get started card, talking about travel card. What I want to have is the learning plan AI at the top, and then below it, I want a second card that goes right into our courses. So now we're just going to clean it up a little bit so we have the things that we built instead of all this extra booking stuff that we don't need. But I'm going to just do it now. I didn't have to do it earlier because we don't really know exactly which route we're going to go. But now since we have the two major features that we want, which is an actual course training, and then we have an AI bot that can actually help you learn whatever the heck you're trying to learn. And there we have it. So now you open the app, you got your AI teacher, and then you have your courses. This all works. We are done. Let's take it from the top. Here's our homepage. Babel Bloom, get started. Beautiful UI. We need to sign up. Do a test email, password, name. Then we're going to create the account. And now we are in our main dashboard. We have our AI agent, Maria. We can go back. We have our lessons, which we've seen. Inside of here, AI crafted personalized lessons for whatever you're trying to learn. We'll wait for this to load. We have that. We have the polite stuff. You can do a practice quiz. You could also practice conversation. And then there's also translation practice. So this is the one thing I didn't even add. So hello, how are you? And then you want to add and say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Check translation. So this is the fun way to actually quiz you. And then here's our score. So translation is mostly correct, but contains a few errors. The word estás should be estás. So now you can actually go in, play with your agent, and then go to the next sentence. This is all fully connected. This also keeps track inside of our progress bar. Since that is all connected, let me show you. If we go to progress, now we've completed. We have 3 in progress, 4 total. We have our first steps. We have our weekend warrior, vocabulary master, speed learner. Everything is actually connected based on the usage. And guys and ladies, this is the magic of no code vibe coding with Rork, with React Native. And you can see it's already done this for Google. So for the Google App Store, since it does it for both, it's going to work on both. Let's check it out. There is our Google version. Let me close this. You can see get started. All our navigation is there, exactly the same. And last but not least, we automatically have an actual web-based version also. So you could deploy this. You have all your profiles, achievements, explore, and live classes. So I hope you guys enjoy this. The last piece I'm going to show you though is once you go in and actually finalize this. This is nowhere close to being done, but we're getting close with all the functionalities. But now we'll do a total polish. I would definitely do much more when it comes to the agent, the AI, all that good stuff. But now let's go back to our iOS, and I'm going to show you how to actually go from Rork to publishing this in the App Store. So first things first is we need to actually publish it. So we're going to publish here. So what this will do is this will create our actual Rork application development website where you'll be able to go to. So you'll be able to share this with your friends. They'll be able to go in and actually use Expo to test your app. So this is a fantastic way of once you build something to send it off to someone so they could try it. So I'm going to wait for this to build. Okay, now we have our link. So you can see babel-bloom.rork.app. So this would be what you share with your friends. Send it off to them, let them play with it. You guys could try it now yourself. So we're going to close this. And then we have publish to App Store. And this will be the next phase, or also publish to Google Play. So what we're going to do is we're going to log in. So the one thing with Apple is you have to pay the $99 a month. This is the only way you guys could actually publish to the App Store. But what's great now, what they've done is they no longer force you to give them 30% of your revenue. You could actually just do it by bypassing it, going to an external website and doing it that way. So this is one thing that happened recently with Apple. So here's our apps. So we just launched Zen Mind Timer. We have our Basketball Academy. We have a couple other products that are almost done. So now we're going to go to Add Apps, New App, and then we're going to call this. So we're going to go Babel Bloom, and then we're going to go iOS right here. Choose language. We're going to go English. So this is the process you do always for the apps. Then you got your bundle identifier. So what is it going to be? And then SKU is going to be Babel. Let's just call Babel V1. And then we want to do full access. Hit create. And this is going to create the actual app inside of the Apple Development Center. And here, this is where you set up your whole project. So you would put your screenshots, your text, your descriptions, your keywords, all that good stuff. This is for definitely another video. You guys have to just go through this process. You do it all for the same ones. But the one thing we want though is right here. We have this right here. We have our SKU and then we have our Apple ID. This is the part you're going to need. Let's say this is all filled out now. Again, we're trying to do this in a 15-minute video, but you would just go through, set this up. It's pretty straightforward and explanatory. And I have a video that does it exactly step by step. So now we're going to go publish. We're going to go publish to App Store. And now you have your next step. So let's say everything was done on the App Store and this app was completed with everything, right? Your terms of service, your privacy policy, all that legal jargon. You come in here and then it says your 4 steps. You have Apple. You also have your Expo account. Then you have your app info and then you submit. So first things first is we need to actually log in with our Apple ID. So let me go and do that now. So now we have it. So next thing is we're going to go to Expo. So we have to go to Expo. Make sure you set up an account. It's expo.dev. Log into that. So we're going to go to projects and we're going to create a new project. So this is Babel Bloom. We're going to hit create. Now we have it set up. We're going to view project. And now it's connected here. So we're going to go back to Babel. And then it says right here, Expo account token. So connect Expo. So in order to do this, you just have to go into your settings, which is here. You got my account, visit link, and then you create your access token. So we're going to create the token. So this is Rork. We're going to paste that here and hit continue. So now we have the 2 steps, Apple Dev, Expo. Here's our app info. And then you hit start submission. And that's it. Those are the steps. Now it's going to build the actual app itself. And then it's going to push it to the development center. So you don't actually have to do anything. And then once it pushes it, then you're going to be able to test it in test flight. So you're going to be able to go into your Apple Development Center. Let me go back and show you with our other app. So ZenMaster, you're going to be able to go into test flight, and then you're going to have a version right here. And then this is what you can share within the Apple platform to test flight. Test flight is like Expo, so you can actually send this off. People that have iOS devices, they can give you feedback, you test it, you debug it, you do all that stuff. And then once you're actually finished with the last step, all you have to do is hit submit when everything is working. And that's the whole process, guys, from start to finish. So idea, design, build out the flow, connect all your APIs, make sure everything works. And again, this is a pretty simple app because we're just using one API and we're not really storing anything. Everything is being stored locally, but these are the steps. So what I would recommend is before you get into all this database stuff is just build an app where you can just host everything locally. So do some type of simple application first, get that going, publish it to the App Store. Like for example, our app right here, Zen Timer, this has no back end. It's just a front-facing timer that has everything that's stored locally on the phone. And you can do that. There's obviously limits to what you can do, but it's a great way for you to just build something, actually launch it, get it published, have it in the App Store, and go through the whole process. But I showed you now step by step. I'll definitely make another video where I'm going to show you more intricate backend build outs where we're going to set up AWS. And now you have all the power at your fingertips. So definitely go in, check out Rork below, start playing around, build something really simple, actually go through the process of completing and actually going into production, because this is the biggest thing. And of course, if you guys want some help doing this, like I mentioned earlier, 21-day AI Bootcamp is launching August 17th. So whenever you're watching this, if we're live already, just click the link below. But if you're not, check it out, sign up, join the wait list. You can actually go from start to finish. We're going to be helping you inside our group. We're going to have so much exciting things that are going to be actually inside this community that you're going to be able to join and build your product, whether it's a web app, it's a SaaS, a game, this type of iOS application or Google. We're going to do it all. And we're going to show you step by step. We're going to help you watch over the shoulder. We're going to have a lot of technical assistance to fix all of the issues you guys might be having. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.